Ryan woke up to the persistent buzz of his alarm, but this morning felt heavier than usual. The dim sunlight filtering through the curtains did little to lift the gloom pressing down on him. Every simple task, sitting up, brushing his teeth, making coffee, felt monumental. He stared blankly at the ceiling, wondering why life seemed to move forward for everyone else except him. Every morning, the same thoughts ran through his mind. Why am I stuck? Why do others succeed so easily while I fail? As he got ready for work, Ryan replayed old failures in his mind. Projects that didn't go as planned, job applications rejected, opportunities that slipped through his fingers. Each failure had left a mark, a story he kept telling himself over and over. And each story reinforced a sense of helplessness. He realized, with a sinking feeling, that it wasn't luck or circumstances holding him back, it was the mindset he had built over years of self-doubt. That evening, after a long and stressful day, Ryan stepped onto his balcony. Rain tapped gently against the glass as the city lights blurred behind the drizzle. He felt a moment of clarity. If his thoughts had trapped him, maybe changing them could free him. He pulled out a notebook he had bought months ago but never used. I need to understand why I feel powerless, he whispered. He began writing down every negative thought that had haunted him. As he wrote, a pattern became visible. Every negative thought was part of a story he had been telling himself, a story that had shaped his reality. If these stories could control him, maybe changing them could change everything. He reflected on past setbacks, lost jobs, failed exams, and missed promotions. Beside each, he wrote what lesson he had ignored. The notebook revealed a truth that had escaped him for years. Failure wasn't permanent, it was feedback waiting to be understood. That night, for the first time in years, Ryan felt a spark of hope. Small, fragile, but undeniable. The next morning, he faced a real test. A project he had poured months of effort into was rejected. His manager's words cut sharply. This isn't what we expected. Go back and rework it. Anger and doubt surged. For a moment, he felt like quitting. But then he paused and wrote down everything he could learn. Mistakes in planning, gaps in data analysis, unclear presentation. By reframing failure as feedback, he regained control of his emotions. Success, he realized, was not avoiding failure, it was learning from it. Ryan knew that changing thoughts wasn't enough, he needed action. He implemented small, consistent habits. Reading 10 pages of motivational or skill-building books each morning, writing daily reflections, and breaking large tasks into tiny, achievable steps. Over weeks, subtle but profound changes appeared. He woke up with clarity, felt in control of his day, and fear had less power over him. If small actions can change my mindset this much, imagine what consistent effort can do, he thought. One evening, his younger sister Emma noticed his calm demeanor. Ryan, you seem different. Happier. What changed? Ryan hesitated, then shared his journey. The notebook, the small habits, the reframing of failure. Emma listened intently and said, I think I should try this too. If it worked for you, maybe it can help me as well. Ryan realized mindset wasn't just personal, it could inspire change in others. Emboldened by this first spark of change, Ryan decided to take a leap he had long feared, launching an online course he had been dreaming about for years. Doubts returned in waves. What if no one enrolls? What if I fail publicly? What if my content isn't good enough? He reminded himself of the truth he had discovered: fear is a compass pointing toward growth. Ryan created a detailed plan, dividing the project into manageable steps. He outlined the modules, broke them into 30-minute sections, scheduled recording sessions, practiced presentations, and refined his notes. Each day he tackled small tasks, recording one module, reviewing feedback, correcting errors, and planning the next session. Consistency became his anchor. Midway, the first real obstacle struck. Technical issues disrupted his recordings: audio glitches, video freezing, and software crashes. Frustration surged. He wanted to quit, to give up, to stop the cycle of self-imposed pressure. But then he remembered his mantra: failure is feedback, not defeat. He spent hours troubleshooting, watching tutorials, and consulting online forums. Each problem solved reinforced his confidence. With each micro-victory, Ryan felt more in control. He reflected, every challenge is a lesson. Every problem I solve strengthens my skills and mindset. Simultaneously, feedback from early testers challenged him further. Some modules were confusing, others lacked engagement. Criticism stung, but Ryan chose to see it as fuel for improvement. He meticulously rewrote sections, added clarifying examples, and included exercises for learners. Every edit became a step toward mastery. Dialogue with mentors played a key role during this period. His former professor, Dr. Harris, had once told him, "Ryan, success isn't a straight line. It's a series of corrections. Learn to embrace feedback. It's more valuable than praise." Ryan revisited these words repeatedly, applying them practically. Conversations with his mentor helped him gain perspective and develop resilience. Amidst these professional challenges, Ryan also faced internal struggles. Old patterns of self-doubt emerged unexpectedly. Thoughts like, "I'm not talented enough," or "I'll never get this right," crept into his mind. Instead of suppressing them, he acknowledged them, wrote them down, and countered each with a rational and empowering thought. "I am learning. Every step makes me better. Mistakes do not define me." Daily habits fortified his progress. Meditation for 15 minutes each morning centered his mind. Journaling his wins and failures kept clarity and accountability. Gratitude practices shifted his focus from scarcity to abundance. Even small wins, completing a recording session, improving a module, or receiving a positive message from a student, felt monumental. They compounded, building unstoppable momentum. As he progressed, Ryan began to notice transformations in his students as well. One student, Sarah, struggled with procrastination. Through Ryan's guidance, she implemented small, consistent habits, and within weeks, she reported her first major success in applying his techniques. Witnessing this, Ryan realized that teaching others reinforced his own mindset. Time management became a critical test. Between course creation, personal habits, and mentoring early students, days felt packed, and exhaustion threatened to derail him. He created a strict schedule, prioritizing high-value tasks and eliminating distractions. He learned to delegate minor tasks, freeing mental space for strategy and reflection. Relationships also tested him. Friends questioned his obsession with discipline. "Ryan, aren't you overdoing it?" they asked. But he gently explained that change required focus, and each small, deliberate action compounded toward a meaningful transformation. Over time, friends observed the changes, calmness, clarity, and purpose in Ryan, and some even sought his guidance. One particular evening stands out in Ryan's memory. A critical module had crashed hours before a scheduled review session. Panic threatened, but he took a deep breath, reminded himself of the lessons learned over the past weeks, and calmly rewrote the content from scratch. By the end of the night, not only was the module ready, but it was also stronger and clearer than the original. Ryan had crossed a threshold. The challenges he faced in creating his course, the late nights, the technical failures, the waves of self-doubt, they had all been steps on a ladder leading to mastery. Now, he could see the fruits of consistent action and deliberate growth. Mastery, he realized, wasn't a destination, it was a practice, a lifestyle, and a responsibility. With his first course launched, Ryan observed students' transformations. Emma shared updates of her friends applying his methods to overcome procrastination and fear. Sarah, the student who had struggled with consistency, had completed her first major project on time, attributing her success to Ryan's approach. Each story reinforced a profound truth: teaching others solidifies your own growth. Ryan's mornings now followed a refined ritual. Meditation, journaling, gratitude, and skill-building reading formed the backbone of his daily practice. Even when unexpected challenges arose, delayed student submissions or last-minute glitches, Ryan met them with calm, deliberate action. His emotions were no longer masters of his decisions, they were signals guiding him toward improvement. One day, Ryan received an email from a student halfway across the world. "Ryan, your course has changed my life. I was stuck and overwhelmed. Your methods gave me clarity and courage. Thank you." Ryan felt a swell of pride and humility. His impact extended beyond his immediate circle. Through mindset and deliberate action, he was helping others transform their lives. Ryan sought internal mastery, the ability to remain centered regardless of circumstance. He practiced reflection, visualization, and focus techniques, learning to navigate uncertainty without panic. Each experience reinforced a critical lesson: resilience and growth are built in moments of discomfort. The course evolved further with advanced modules, coaching, and interactive sessions. Students' testimonials multiplied, creating a ripple effect of growth. Ryan realized life will always present obstacles and fear, but mastery equips you to handle them with clarity and purpose. The external world cannot control outcomes, your mindset, habits, and action do. As the sun set, Ryan sat on his balcony, reflecting. The notebook where it all began lay beside him, filled with lessons and insights. Transformation was a journey, not a destination. The spark that had ignited in him was now a guiding flame, illuminating a path of resilience, purpose, and possibility. Ryan's journey is a testament Mindset shapes life. Small actions compound into change, failures teach lessons, and deliberate effort creates mastery. The true reward of mastery lies not in personal success alone, but in empowering others to ignite their spark. He closed his eyes, breathing deeply. The world was full of challenges, yes, but also full of possibilities. Every failure was a lesson, every action a step forward, and every teaching moment an opportunity to amplify impact. The journey continues, fueled by mindset, deliberate action, and the spark within.